Prime Minister Trudeau is making a housing announcement in Ajax. Let's listen.
For homeowners, we're creating the Canadian Mortgage Charter to help ensure payments are reasonable for borrowers, because we know a lot of people are looking at where interest rates are and the upcoming renegotiation of their mortgage, and they're worried about it. Well, we're putting forward a mortgage charter that guarantees some rights and protections for them that are going to give them reassurance that their lives will continue to be affordable as they build equity in their homes. And for people experiencing homelessness, we're building units through the Rapid Housing Initiative that has had a huge impact right across the country. We've been helping building housing across Canada since day one, after the previous federal government spent 10 years not doing housing. And now we're accelerating this work even more. Now, Pierre Poilievre thinks he can build more housing with empty slogans. He thinks that bullying municipalities and cutting funding for affordable housing will somehow get more shovels in the ground. Well, I think we can all agree that's not responsible leadership. Our government has a real plan, a plan that produces real results, like right here in Ajax. Le Canada en a réglé des crises du logement par le passé. Et on est capable de le faire encore.
Housing crisis
Quand
in
il y a
the
des
past.
défis devant nous, on sait quoi faire. On
Well,
se
we have
repousse les
a
manches
challenge
et on
before us. We
travaille
know how to
ensemble
face
pour
up
bâtir
to
un
it.
avenir meilleur. C'est ce qu'on fait
move
avec Mark
towards
et
a
Ryan
better
et toute
future.
notre équipe. On va rendre le logement
With
plus
our
abordable pour
team,
les familles,
we're going to
pour les
make
jeunes. On s'assure
the
que la
housing
promesse du Canada tienne. La promesse d'améliorer la qualité de vie à
to
chaque
improve
génération.
the quality
We're
of
gonna
life
keep our
of every
hard work
generation.
going. Canada is the best country in the world, and we're going to keep making it even better. Thank you, everyone, for being here today.
Thank you, Prime Minister. We will now begin the question period. One question, one follow-up. First question goes to Simon Dingley from CBC.
Good afternoon, Prime Minister. Welcome back to the GTA. Will the federal government enforce collecting and remitting carbon tax revenues now that Saskatchewan's Premier Moe says he'll stop collecting on natural gas and electricity January 1st?
Canada is a country of the rule of law, and we expect all Canadians to follow the law. That applies to provinces as much as it applies to individual citizens.
Les mêmes réponses en français pour Radio-Canada aussi, s'il vous plaît.
Le Canada est un
I'd like to
pays,
ask, can you say it in French for Radio
pays où la
French
règle de
Canada?
droit règne. On s'attend à
We,
ce que
the rule
tous
of
les
law
citoyens
reigns,
et toutes les institutions, y compris les
expecting
gouvernements
all
provinciaux,
institutions,
obéissent à la loi.
including the governments, to
Ontario's
observe
First
the law.
Nations, your government's refusing to negotiate with them over the carbon tax. The Chiefs and now say they want a judicial review. Will you exempt First Nations from the price on carbon or increase rebates for First Nations peoples?
In my conversations over the past many years with Indigenous peoples, concerns about a changing environment, concerns about the impacts of climate change has come up again and again. Indeed, Indigenous peoples are some of the leaders in shifting the mindsets towards more long-term sustainable approaches. At the same time, we're walking the road of reconciliation because we know how important it is to support Indigenous peoples as they build the strong, thriving communities and identity that they need. We have worked with Indigenous communities on affordability, on supports, and on the fight against climate change from the very beginning, and we will continue to.
And we've been listening to Prime Minister Trudeau make a housing announcement in Ajax, mentioning the Canadian Mortgage Charter to make payments easier for homeowners and provide a certain amount of rights and protections.